What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another fall 2025 photo shoot. And today is Sunday, October 12th. It's 1:20 in the afternoon right now, and I'm out in Minnesota again on this Sunday. And I'm actually looking at a pretty cool church right here. I don't know if you guys kind of see that, but in a really cool spot, kind of back here in the bluffs in a coulee. And I'm gonna get out quick and take some shots because I don't know how much sun I'm gonna get today. But yeah, I just wanted to come out here, take some shots of this church. So let's go take a look. Yeah, it's a beautiful scene. Just getting some shots of some cars pulling through this road too. A little late for the trees out here. A lot of these trees are done, but you can still see some nice yellows and oranges in there a little bit. Kind of burnt out, but still looks pretty cool. All landscape right here, so. But I'm gonna look at this little house right here quick, and then see what else is. I saw some more shots kind of coming in on this road as well, so. But this was the main kind of shot I was looking at getting out here. Just a really pretty scene. This is pretty crazy looking. Abandoned house, pretty sure. All right, guys, I'm gonna take you through some of the shots I've been taking of this house here, this abandoned house. So I got some just vertical, looking right on the front here. Just kind of looking that way. And then I came up here a little bit. And you guys can see the church there in the background. So I took some landscapes right in here. Kind of like this. Really cool scene. Again, really nice light. The sun is just in a perfect spot right up there. So really nice light here for this landscape. Beautiful rural scene. The church there. You can see some people down there. And then we got these kind of sheds. I'll take you over here. I want to get some verticals kind of looking right on these. But I went up to this kind of shadowy location under this oak tree. And I'll show you guys what I got here. So, another couple landscapes like this. Kind of taking in the whole scene here. You guys can see some nice color on the bluff and on the oak coming through. I think this is a beautiful shot. Just the lighting is gorgeous. I'm gonna take some more of this right now, actually. So I got a vertical shot here, guys. Now it's kind of hard to tell with this kind of angle here, but kind of looking down this fence post. Then I cut off the house here, so just focusing on this shed. And thought it looked kind of cool. These shadows in the foreground a bit. But yeah, just right down this fence line. So vertical there. This scene has been just awesome. This was totally unexpected. I did not know this was here at all. And this is just right up from the church, so. Yeah, pretty cool. Totally unexpected. I might try and get some vertical shots just here. Looking at these straight on. But this has been dope, being able to just kind of take shots of this abandoned house here. Really cool photo opportunity. Mid-October, perfect timing. Now all these leaves are kind of fallen, they've blown off the trees, but still think this works pretty well for some fall shots. Just looking at the front of this house again, guys. Just taking some vertical shots right about here, cut off like here. Some cars pulling through on this road as well in those shots. But I think we're done with this house, this scene here, this location. Again, this was awesome. You know, I was just kind of looking for these church shots down there because I saw this church on the map, but this was just a really nice bonus. So that was super cool. Really fun to work around this, giving some awesome shots. Yeah, might take a couple more and then just hop back in the truck. Such a cool area. Yeah, probably about a week ago, a few days ago, all these leaves were probably just golden. Up here in the bluffs they still are, but down here in the valley just got hit with sun. Still a little bit of color, but really cool spot. Definitely glad we came here today. All right, friends, back in the truck now. It's about 2:30 and we still got good light right now, so I'm going to try and make use of it. Coming down this road, as I was driving in, I saw a lot of cool kind of rural farm shots, and the colors looked pretty good down this road. So if I see anything, or I am going to see stuff, but I'm going to try and stop and just hop out quick and take some shots. So yeah, if I do that, I'll get some video for you guys. Beautiful landscape shot here. Got the nice red barn there. farmhouse. A little bit of fall color poking through on this shot, but not a whole lot. Still just a really pretty scene. Might try and wait here for a car or something. But I also wanted to look at what this shot might look like up here a little bit. Kind of with some shadow in the foreground maybe. That barn kind of gets cut off by the tree down there, so I don't know. But I'm gonna go take a look. All right guys, looking at this barn, this farmland down here. It's about 240. Sun is starting to get blocked out by clouds, so I'm trying to look for this shot quick. I want to try and make this barn more visible. Maybe try and just get down there a little bit more. Crazy looking landscape back here. So we'll check it out and look for some shots. Sun just went away, but I was just getting some vertical shots here of the barn. Yeah, the sun was just lighting this up a little bit more. It's also getting a few landscapes, just of everything, the road in there too. I want to try and get some foliage in the foreground somehow, maybe with these trees in there. Sun is kind of popping in and out, but just a little bit ago it was shining pretty nice on everything in here. Now it's kind of set up here, just getting some landscapes. Comes a car. Okay friends, last couple shots here. I don't know if these will really turn out well because the sun is pretty much covered by clouds right now. So pretty kind of neutral light, but I tried to get up on this this little hill here, or this bank on the side of the road, to get some vertical shots of the barn. I know it's a bit cluttered, but yeah, I was just trying to shoot like right here, right there. So I don't think these will really turn out that well, but I just wanted to see if there were any other perspectives or angles up here. Still a cool scene, but yeah, just pretty much lost my light, so gonna get down from here and head back to the truck up there. All right, guys, back in the truck here. It's about 3:20 right now, and I think that's probably going to be it for photos out here. Clouds are rolling in pretty good now, as you can see. So yeah, it's supposed to, after, well, starting today and for like the rest of this upcoming week, so it's October 12th right now, it's supposed to just be like cloudy, rainy, and windy, which is super unfortunate for this time of the year, specifically with all the fall leaves and the fall colors, because yeah, you don't want strong rain or wind or anything, because the leaves will just get blown off or they'll just come down, and yeah, you'll kind of, a lot of the fall colors will kind of just get ripped off the trees. So I'm hoping that that doesn't happen this coming week, but that's what they're predicting, a lot of rain and a lot of wind. So that's why I kind of wanted to, I mean, we did Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this weekend. So that's kind of why I wanted to go out strong throughout this whole weekend and just get out here and kind of take as many photos as I can of the fall foliage while it lasts, because I really don't know how long it's going to last this year with it being such a hot summer and everything. But yeah, I've been shooting totally on the Minnesota side, kind of within a 45 minute distance from home. So, you know, we're predicting, or around my town, La Crosse, they're still saying like last week of October, 3rd or 4th week of October for peak. So still got some time back where I'm at, but as far as the Minnesota side, they're definitely farther along on the fall colors. So this week and next week will probably be it for things over here. But glad we got out here today. Really, really happy with how it went. Really, I was just planning on getting those church shots, or the photos of the church out there. And then everything that you guys just saw was pretty much just a bonus for me, a little bit unexpected. So it was super cool, kind of just taking photos of that old abandoned home and the little barn shots, or that farm we got up here. So I'm just looking at it now down the road there. Just seeing some nice color on that tree as well. But yeah, clouds are rolling in heavy right now. It's about 3:30. Packers are just starting. So I got my Packer shirt on. But yeah, that'll do it for me, guys. I guess if I see anything that I'm gonna stop and take photos of on the way out here, I'll definitely get some video for you guys, but I don't think I'll be doing that. So, but if I do, I'll get some more video. But if not, then yeah, we'll just cut to whatever's next, whether that be some more field footage or the photo review. Well, just as soon as I packed it up, drove down the road a little bit more and saw this shot here. Here comes the sun. A little bit. The sun was poking out just a little bit ago. Got a nice tree here. Kind of creating a natural frame for this. Just going landscape. Yeah, that's a pretty cool shot. Might walk up. Oh yeah, here comes the sun a little bit. Might walk up the road. Go take a look at this a little bit more. Some cows down there. Alright guys, I'm gonna try and make this quick. I don't bother anybody. But I just got up here, was taking some landscapes just like this. Kind of a whole scene here. And then looking at the house, I got some vertical shots. of in here. Just kind of looking in right here. This house. Trying to include some of the fall foliage. Kind of see on the trees there. Yeah, pretty cool shot. All right, friends, stopped in La Crescent here and was just taking a few shots, looking at this house, vertical, kind of right in there, right about there, that trunk in there. This tree is looking really good. But yeah, just get some shots, focus on this house right there. And then just kind of blocking the sun with the tree, looking at this home. Yeah, some good light right here. Yeah, I just wanted to stop in town. I saw these trees kind of just off the road here. So, figured I'd just make a stop quick. Yeah, mainly just those two right in here. What is up, friends? Welcome back to another fall 2025 photo shoot episode. Today is Friday, October 17th, so I got the day off work again for some photos out here. And it's 10 in the morning right now. I'm on the north side of La Crosse in town here. You guys can kind of see some yellow there behind me, but wanted to come out here early-ish today this morning and just walk this little bike trail in town. And I got a couple spots in mind to go check out for some fall photos, and then kind of just driving up to this location. I was seeing some good leaves throughout just the suburbs here, so I might just take a stroll through town as well after this bike path walk and just see what's out there for photos. But it's a little bit cloudy, but overall pretty sunny right now, so we should have good light. It's actually pretty bright looking at the bluffs right here. As you guys can see, there's kind of a train yard right there, but it's pretty bright looking that way. So hopefully the sun isn't too harsh, but yeah, we're just gonna get out there and work with what we got. So beautiful day. It's actually gonna be pretty warm today, in the 70s. So yeah, should be a good one. So yeah, let's go get after it. Beautiful morning. Gonna check out this little trail, see if there's any photos back here. I've actually never walked back here before. So we'll go check it out. train back here. That could give us some cool shots, possibly. Nice vertical shot here, guys. The train was just pulling through. This is a nice scene. We got good light coming through on this leading line with the trail. And then, yeah, that train was just moving through, so it's just snapping some shots of that, which is pretty cool. Perfect spot for that shot, for sure. There's a hole in the fence. Not really seeing much else though back here. That was pretty much the only shot I got. So. Well, friends, this was the scene I was kind of looking at getting, but I just don't really like how this looks right now. I don't know. Just, yeah, not really looking that good to me right now, and this area is still very green. I turned around here and I was picking off some shots right here, just looking this way at this house. But again, this foliage is like way greener than I had expected. So I might have to come back here like next week or something, because this looks like a nice shot, and it is a nice shot, but I would like this foliage to be a little bit more yellow. So may have to come back for this one, get this again, but I do like this scene. It's very nice. Kind of got a nice natural frame around that house there. But yeah, just a lot greener than I had expected, so a little unfortunate, but may just have to come back another time in like a week. All right, friends, like I said, yeah, I think that's pretty much gonna do it for at least what I was looking for around here. A little unfortunate. Those shots I was mainly looking at didn't really turn out, or they weren't looking as good as I thought they would. So yeah, gonna be kind of a quick morning out here. I might just take a little walk through these suburbs and just take a peek around, see if there's anything else I can take photos of. But yeah, gonna do that, then probably just hop in the truck and recoup for this afternoon. So yeah. Okay, what's going on, everybody? I'm back out here again, this time near Stoddard, kind of on the south side of town. And I just wanted to come out here to this kind of road and take some shots of this church. And there's kind of a barn over here as well. So it's a little cloudy right now, but hopefully the sun breaks through here in a minute. So a lot of these trees are kind of down. Their leaves are a little down right now, but there's a pretty cool farm scene right there. Really nice landscape here, guys. Got this oak tree turning a shade of yellow. Nice farm. Right here, really pretty light too. That looks really good. Finally got some sunlight popping through, so that's nice. I'm gonna go back to taking some vertical shots in here of the barn. But now that it's lit up, I'm gonna go back to it quick. So there's our vertical shot here. Looks pretty good. Just looking down at the barn. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, just got wide angle right in there. Got a lot of this tree in there, which is cool. And then also just getting some shots of this. What is up, guys? What's up, everybody? We are back in the crib again for another photo review here of Fall 2025, Episode 6. And yeah, two really good weekends in this episode. I believe it was October 12th and the 17th. So this is kind of the middle to later part of October that we're working into now. And so two really good days worth of photos in this episode here. Started out going over to Minnesota and checking out kind of that church. It's called the Church of Peace. And yeah, I'd never been over to that area before, just kind of saw that on Google Maps, just kind of poking around, and it just looked like a beautiful spot to go and take photos, which it absolutely was. So we got a ton of photos. Really beautiful landscapes out of that first shoot over in Minnesota, and it's actually not too far away. Actually, it was kind of just hidden away, so I never really knew it was over there. But we were a little bit. I guess the fall color wasn't really crazy out there at that time. I don't know if we probably were just a little bit too early for the bluff sides to be looking really good with fall color out there. And that spot kind of gets a lot of sun, a lot of open area, open fields and such. So there wasn't a whole lot of like really vibrant fall colors over there, but the landscapes themselves just looked absolutely gorgeous. And we had a really good day with kind of some partly cloudy, sunny skies. So you're going to kind of getting some interesting shadows throughout those photos. And then that next weekend, we kind of did a little walk around town there in the morning. Didn't really turn out too good on that one. Kind of had some failed attempts at some photo spots that I was looking at. And then we went over to actually another church area. This is kind of a church heavy episode, I guess. But yeah, I looked at that other spot, kind of down on the south side, still on the Wisconsin side. And I had actually I'd never been to that spot either. So that was pretty cool. Got some nice barn shots. Really kind of just Midwest farm scenes in a lot of these photos here. But yeah, two basically church locations, and just kind of roamed around those spots, and yeah, picked up a lot of great photos. But we got a lot to look through here, and I know that field footage probably went pretty long, 2 days worth of photos. So let's hop on to the screen here, and we'll just get going right away here with the photo review. And most of these are going to be unedited, guys, but I selected out a lot of the kind of the best images that I thought we captured from those 2 weekends here. So we'll start looking through these, but lots of really nice landscape scenes and really just beautiful looking kind of rural areas out of a lot of these. And this was the first location or first spot that I just saw kind of poking around on Google Street View, and I saw this, and I was like, how did I not know this was over here? But yeah, this is just the way this road kind of turns like that, and the kind of the hilly, bluffy landscape just looks really cool. Very very nice composition here with the church kind of on that hillside, getting lit up by the sun. Got good exposure throughout this. But yeah, you guys can kind of see like there wasn't not a whole lot of like vibrant colors or anything on these bluff sides. It was still pretty green out here. Some of these leaves did get just torn off by the wind and just having a lot of sun on them, but for the most part, still just really nice landscape scenes coming out of this spot. Yeah, I just love the way these hills and these kind of ravines create just a really interesting kind of topography and create some nice photos there. Got a little car there in one of those photos too. So starting out with that guy, let me put on my little mittens, my little gloves. It's now wintertime, basically, when I'm recording this, but turn up that mic just a little bit. Hello. All right, we're good. All right, and yeah, so this was just up the road a little bit, just another angle. Found this really dope looking kind of abandoned farmhouse here, very old looking, and it gave us a lot. You guys will just see it there. We had tons of photo opportunities throughout this whole area here, and just a really cool scene. Kind of got the church in the background, swing set. I was picking up on all these elements, and then that sun was just hitting that house really nicely. Got good focus throughout this. So got nice depth there, kind of drawing your eye into the photo. You guys can see how those clouds are playing a little bit of the role there in creating some different lighting. So I need to go through these and figure out kind of which photos have the best kind of best looking lighting throughout these. Some more landscapes of the church here, kind of up on this hillside, more of a vantage point up here. But you guys can really see there how that sun is just making these scenes look completely different as it moves throughout, as the clouds move throughout the sky, and just creates these different shadows in the foreground and different highlights and stuff. It's really cool. Really, these are like, I was kind of mentioning, but this is pretty much perfect conditions for photography. This is really what you want. Kind of these partly cloudy days where you get just really good light coming through on all of these. Another landscape here just up the road. Again, I just kind of walked up this road, basically parked the truck right there and just moseyed up this road. This is probably one of my favorite shots out of this whole shoot, just because it captures kind of this landscape really nicely. Got the abandoned farmhouse, little shed there, and the shadows in this and the highlights just really pop. I feel like I was trying to get some encroachment on the or some vignetting, I guess, with these tree limbs and stuff. I was trying to create like that frame, that natural frame for this, but perfect use of the wide angle here. You can really just see everything that's going on. Yeah, just a really nice scene there. And then I kind of honed in on this little shed. Took some vertical style shots here. That sun just popped a little bit more. Got some nice lighting on that. Good kind of shadow in the foreground here, and I was just kind of making that fence here kind of just a leading line or something in the foreground to create some contrast, I guess. But I like that shot a lot as well. Really good lighting. Same thing, just focusing on that shed, just kind of different angle here. This is kind of right on. And yeah. Oh, yeah, we got this bird in the sky. There were some crows. I think that looked pretty cool as well. Kind of capturing that. I don't know if that was a crow. It looks like a crow. It could have been an eagle, actually. I forget what that was. I think that actually was an eagle. I'm pretty sure that was an eagle. Yeah. I think there were two of them up there, but that was pretty cool. Kind of flew into the scene a little bit. Really crisp scene here. And you guys can see again, I mean, those treetops just kind of got their leaves just ripped off by the wind. Yeah, a lot of windy days here in early to mid-October. Kind of took down a lot of leaves. I was actually a little bit worried that we wouldn't have a lot of fall color this year, but that was not the case, as you guys will soon find out in some upcoming episodes. But another portrait-style vertical shot, just kind of moving around this abandoned farmhouse. I was really just taking tons of different shots of this farmhouse. I mean, it was I did not know this was there. I just basically went out to this location for the church, and this house was just right up there, and it was just a great photo opportunity. Very, very, very cool. I love when I can find things like this. It was also kind of cool. We got this little swing set out in front and some like these sunflowers. So there was something some different elements kind of in this photo as well. Kind of makes it a little bit more interesting. Just a landscape style there of the same thing. And that was, this is when we changed locations. So that was the last kind of shot there of this church location right here. So you can kind of see this is all in the same kind of area. And we just changed locations. I saw this scene driving into up this road to get to the church. So driving back out now. Very beautiful landscape scene here of the bluff country. And I mean, this red barn was just, it's just perfect, dude. Super vibrant. The color on it, it's just gorgeous. You see got a little bit of fall color there on these trees, kind of popping a little bit. But yeah, I mean, these shots are really cool, and I'll kind of flip through these, and you guys will, if you look at this bluff side here in the background, you can see the change in the lighting. So there you go. There's a little bit more light there on these ones. Just, those clouds are really affecting kind of the shadows on a lot of these photos, so it was cool to see that. But yeah, this is definitely a print-worthy shot right here, and this is actually one I selected out to edit. So this is going to be the good to go one. This is going to be the final print, but definitely print-worthy for sure. So pretty dope. Lots of farm scenes here. Another landscape. Tons of farms back in this area. Pretty dope shot there. Oops. We'll keep it pushing. And this was just so we were right down there taking that last shot. So I was posted up right here on this road, and then, oops, I kind of just went back up the road. So I was right down there for that shot. And then this shot was really cool, I thought. This mic is messing with me. Yeah, this shot you can really see the whole landscape and everything. Really wanted to capture that, just the bluff scenes and everything, as that nice sunlight was coming across and giving us some really good lighting. And you can kind of see on those treetops a little bit of yellows. So pretty cool shot there of the whole landscape. The driftless area, you can really tell. When you think of like Wisconsin and Minnesota, I don't think most people think of scenes like this, very hilly. But that's one of the main reasons why I love it out here is because you got these bluffs and just to get very interesting landscapes, cool topography, cool topography, stuff like that. Get really, really nice photos out of these landscapes here. Another farm, tons of farm scenes throughout this shoot. But yeah, just really, really good shots of the landscapes. Not so much focused on obviously the fall color. I was mainly just trying to figure out best ways to capture the landscape itself. Not really focusing on picking up on like the best fall color there is out here, because as you guys are seeing, there wasn't a whole lot, but didn't really matter. Still, we're getting some really good shots. These were kind of dim. These shots were kind of dim, but just a vertical scene here of these farm buildings with some editing. Maybe that could turn out. And those were the last shots from the church, the first church shoot there. I stopped in at La Crescent here for just a couple shots off this gas station. There was like a gas station right here. And I just saw this scene driving down the highway. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Got a nice tree here that kind of got lit up by the sun a little bit. So it gave us a couple photo opportunities, mixing it up a little bit. Yeah, I just saw this tree just driving by, and I was like, let me stop, get a couple shots off. So those were decent, kind of just some in-town suburban shots. And those were all the photos from the first shoot, first weekend there, guys. Those were the majority of them that we'll cover here. So working into the next weekend, so I believe this was the 17th, and we were just doing more in-town stuff here initially. None of these, not a lot of the initial photos from that morning shoot really turned out, except for these ones with this train scene here. There's kind of this was the little pathway we took through the kind of woods, and this is like right in town, so. But just a train shot there. Got some nice lighting throughout. Good coloring. I just like this shot as well because of the nice kind of yellow leaves and yellow train cars. Just some good color throughout this. Good highlights. Simple shot, but pretty nice there. And then so this was the last stop of this episode, and the last stop of this photo shoot was down in La Crescent, and this was at the other church location. And these were some of the better photos I got from that little photo shoot stop. So more landscapes here, more farms and barns. I love shooting this stuff. But really beautiful scene, nice and crisp as well. You guys can see the focus we got on that. And you can see some fall color going on there on the bluff side in the background, which is pretty cool. We got some sheep right here. Always cool to see those guys. Yeah, beautiful shadows, beautiful highlights. I mean, we got everything. This is just a nice composition overall throughout this scene. Good balance, I would say, between the darks and the highlights and everything. So those are pretty dope. You guys can see the transition there we're getting from the clouds. You can see that. So these are more highlighted. These are a little bit more dim, more shadowed. And then this one, I actually edited up. One of these, this guy, yeah. So this was another shot of that barn just looking straight on vertically. I actually edited up this one, so I'll show you guys that right after. And that was, those were all of that's a little sneak peek for the next. But those are all the photos, guys. Real quick here. The final edit from that one I just showed. If I can find it. There it is. Yep, so there was that barn with the oak tree there. So it's pretty nice. Just brought up the highlights and the saturation and the vibrancy a bit. Wanted to keep this one, nice and bright. But really gave it a little bit of a crop as well. So that was pretty nice. And real quick as well, I'll just show you guys any of the stragglers that I'm not really going to focus on too much. I'm just going to scroll through these and show you guys, just some of the shots that didn't really turn out as best as I thought they would. You guys can see we took a lot of shots throughout here of that abandoned farmhouse. yeah, that was just a really cool find. Some more of this farm scene down here. Covered a lot of those. I think that was pretty much it from this shoot. Took some verticals there. Those didn't really turn out. A couple verticals here, but setting sun. Yeah, I had more hopes for this other shoot here. This was like the main scene that I was checking out, or the main reason why I went down to this spot in that morning shoot. But it was just so green. I mean, which was crazy to me because it's like October 17th at this point, and like it's just like still everything was so green. So it's kind of the reason why I didn't really like that as much, but still a good shot nonetheless. I mean, if I timed that out a little bit better, or even in a different season like winter, different lighting and different setting, that could turn out be more of an interesting shot there. And then yeah, this was that farm scene from the last church stop. It was okay. I should have spent some more time probably looking at this, but I dedicated most of that time to just looking at those farm scenes and the barns and stuff. This was the actual church here. Yeah, really cool looking church. But those are all the photos, guys. We'll hop off the screen. That was a long enough photo review. 20 minutes, pretty good for the amount of photos that I have to cover there. But overall, man, I honestly could not be happier with how those two shoots went. Yeah, like I said, even though in the first shoot didn't really focus on fall color as much, just kind of, which was actually kind of nice. Is a little bit of a nice kind of break from just completely focusing on looking for any of the best fall color and just kind of capturing the landscapes as best I could, and then kind of looking for that stuff in the periphery. But and then that next shoot, that last one you guys just saw, obviously we were kind of taking in more of those fall colors with the barn and whatnot. But overall, man, those were some really, really cool locations. 2 spots that I had never been to before. Kind of just found them on the map in my general area, and I'm glad, very happy I went and checked them out. Definitely want to go back to those spots too, in like different seasons, see them in a different time of the day. Obviously, we've been working in a lot of just sunny and bright conditions in a lot of these photo shoots that you guys have seen in the early to mid part of fall. It's been very bright, very sunny, but seeing like these locations in a different season or different time of day, I think you can just get totally different shots. And yeah, these areas themselves, just beautiful, the landscapes and everything. It's just it's like when you think of like the driftless area out here in the Midwest, I feel like that's what you really think of, just those really rolling hills and bluffy landscapes and all those farm scenes. And it's one of my favorite things to shoot is those types of scenes. So it's awesome just checking that out. And as I was driving up, or driving to these areas and coming upon them, I was blown away. I was just like, yeah, it's very exciting and just a lot of fun to just get out there and explore. And it was a lot of fun, good times. But that'll do it for me, guys. This has been a long enough video, long enough review. If you guys have made it this far, I appreciate it. Thanks for sticking with me. Hope you guys have been enjoying these fall 2025 videos. I'm pushing hard right now to get the rest of these out before the end of the year. I'll just say now there's going to be 11 episodes. This mic keeps coming down on me. There's going to be 11 episodes, so I got handful to work through here. But gonna try and get them. Yeah, I'm gonna get them all out before the end of the year. I need to do that. So more to come, and we're working on wrapping it up. I guess working towards wrapping it up for the fall season. But I think the best is definitely yet to come for a lot of the best fall colors that really happened at kind of the last week of October into November. So stay tuned for that, guys. Again, thanks for sticking with me. I do appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.